Welcome back to Joe's Son of Boxing. Jaime Munguia returned to winning ways against Canada's Erik Bazinyan, who was previously undefeated, 32 wins with 23 KOs. He came in with no defeats but one draw. And the draw was actually a split draw in his previous fight against a guy called Shaquille Finn. And that was only in May of this year. So Bazinyan was, battle ready, shall we say, and came in with some very good tactics and some skills and some real self-belief and fortitude. But Munguia, in the end, was a little bit too much. Stopped him in the 10th round with combinations. I'll go into that in a little bit more detail later on. But the fight itself, instantly you could tell that Bazinyan was not there to just make up the numbers. Munguia, very, very big super middleweight, huge, very physically strong Mexican guy, only 27 years of age, will have learnt a lot from that unanimous decision defeat to Canelo, where he was flawed, but he gave a pretty good account of himself. In 44 wins, he's now got 35 KOs, and just that one defeat to Canelo, the guy's still a player in the 168-pound division, but even though he is very big, 6 foot tall and big with it, tough looking with it, he can be outboxed, as Canelo proved. Now, Erik Bazinyan, undefeated, but certainly no one's going to mistake him for Canelo. He came in with a very, very good jab. His jab was good. He had good tactics in that he was not running, but he was on the back foot. Orthodox fighter, just like Munguia. Showing, like I say, a really good jab, but also, some nice little movements, just to sort of keep Munguia from setting and getting the power going. And after 5 rounds, I had Bazinyan outboxing Munguia. I had him 3-2 up in rounds, I think, after 5. Now, sometimes you can be winning the rounds, but you still get that feeling watching the fight that there's an ominous sort of, calm before the storm, if you like. And Munguia, physically so strong at the weight. Obviously, his chance, or his what he had to do tactically, was to pressure Bazinyan and then start really letting his hands go. And that happened in the 6th round, because suddenly, he went up a gear or 2 gears maybe, Munguia, and Bazinyan was looking uncomfortable, should we say. Munguia landed a couple of very, very good left hook liver shots, and Bazinyan didn't like them. It's not that he sort of shrank into his shell. No. He still looked okay in terms of motivation, in terms of desire, but he was clearly uncomfortable and put under a type of pressure that he hadn't experienced previously in his career. Now, Bazinyan, to his credit, after that 6th round, the 7th round was definitely Munguia's again, but Bazinyan was able to sort of ping a few right hands over and again smack him with the jab. And Munguia, after that 6th round exertion, did seem to be a little bit, I wouldn't say gassed, but he was sort of, taking a little bit of a break, a little bit of a lull in the offense. And the moment he did that, Bazinyan was able to regroup and, start firing the punches and his own punches and, picking up points. At no point did he hurt Munguia. At no point in this fight was Munguia ever hurt. But Bazinyan was landing, a couple of very accurate flush punches. Now, in the 8th round, again, Munguia started to up the ante again. And Bazinyan, his corner said to him, look, keep pinging your jab. And they were kind of implying, you obviously don't get trapped on the ropes, not against a big, tough monster like Munguia, who is going to let his hands go the moment you're hurt. That's something that Munguia is very good at. When he gets you hurt, suddenly that switch flicks. Like in the 6th round, he went through a couple of gears, but it was literally like, suddenly a switch had been flicked. And Bazinyan was, I wouldn't say since the 6th round he was badly hurt. He was being pinged, and you just got the feeling it's a 12-round fight. that last third of the fight is going to be difficult for Bazinyan to get through because Munguia's tank, his engine is pretty decent. Well, unfortunately for Bazinyan, in the 10th round, he was hurt, he was stung, and Munguia suddenly straight at him like the shark smelling blood. There was let me think now, there was a chopping right hand, sort of almost a downward motion from Munguia, followed by a left hook, old standard combination, right hand, come back with a left hook. And Bazinyan was hurt, not badly. He wasn't flailing all over the place, but he shelled up and he was pushed to the ropes, and Munguia just let his hands go. Bazinyan skidded off the ropes, ended up on the adjacent ropes. Munguia followed him, kept him within range, was letting his hands go. And then there was a combination. There was a body punch in there again, a left hook. But the one that put Bazinyan down on his hands and knees was a big right hand that clipped him. And Bazinyan just looked stunned. I don't know whether he lost a bit of heart, whether he thought, oh my God, he'd never been there before. He's undefeated. I don't think he'd ever been in any real trouble. I don't know his career, the ins and outs of his career, but he didn't get up. He tried to get up at 9, sort of fell sideways into the ropes, and the referee stopped the fight. But he looked done, to be honest with you. His head was down, and he looked. I'm not saying he quit, don't get me wrong, but I think he'd had the fight beaten out of him, which is, mere seconds before that, he banged his gloves together just before he got stopped, as if to say, come on, I'm all right. He was trying to convince himself, I think, more than anything. And so Munguia moved to, like I say, 44 wins, 35 KOs, and just the one defeat. And he's 27 years old, massive for the weight, 6 foot tall. The guy's, once Canelo moves on, Munguia, you would expect to pick up belts. He'll outgrow the division, I think, by the time he's 28, maybe 30. He might move up to light heavy. But if he can make 168, why not? Why not keep doing it? So a good win for Munguia against an undefeated guy who did have ambition, came in well. And Bazinyan, he can come again. He showed a lot in that fight. He showed that he was a top 10 super middle. And he himself is tall. He's 6'1", which is a good size for a super middle. Age 29, so he's not ancient, but he can come again. He'll probably go back to Canada where he's based. I think he's originally from Armenia. He'll go back and he'll regroup, lick his wounds, do what you got to do. Sometimes you lose. No one can go through the whole career without a defeat. So expect to see him again. He gave enough to imply that he can, have another big payday, another good opponent. And you know what? He's going to beat some people. As long as he doesn't lose heart from his defeat, he will be beating some fellow top 10ers, I think. Certainly top 15 fighters. But anyway, what did you think of Munguia? Did you think he's back? No, again, he's always, people have always had the ability to clip him and hit him. But I'll tell you what, he's a difficult guy to beat because he's so physically strong. And when he gets the bit between his teeth, he lets his hands go. Ooh, it's a thing to watch. Anyway, let me know what you think of Munguia. Let me know if you saw the fight, what you think of it. And of course, as usual, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Tonight we have Daniel Dubois versus AJ for the IBF heavyweight title. And a good undercard as well, so I'll be doing some videos for that. And please join me, watch the videos. Much love to all of you. The weekend is here, boxing's here. Enjoy yourselves. Bye for now.